Turkey, the year of 1929. Trabzon, a city of the Black Sea pullulating with scholars and a source of friends of Allah. In a village called Tavşanlı in the township of Of, one father's prayers were accepted and one mother's dream came true. After many years without children, Ali Effendi and Fatima Hanım had a shining baby boy. Mahmud Effendi's maturity in his childhood astonished everyone around him. People in his village named their children Mahmud in the hope that they too would be like him. At the age of 6, Mahmud Effendi memorized the Quran under the supervision of his parents. When he was still young, Mahmud Effendi traveled to Kayseri for the sake of Islamic studies and took some lessons, like Arabic and Persian languages, from Tesbihçizade Ahmet Effendi, who was an esteemed scholar in that region. After remaining in Kayseri for a year, he returned to his home village Of and studied the recitation of the Quran from Mehmet Rüştü Aşık Kutlu Hoca Effendi, the most renowned Qiraat scholar of that period. Mahmud Effendi learned the sciences of rhetoric, Islamic theology, the Islamic law, principles of Islamic jurisprudence, and other Islamic sciences by Çalekli Hacı Dursun Feyzi Effendi, the senior professor of Süleymaniye Medrese, who was a distinguished and specialized scholar at the intellectual and rational sciences and transmissive sciences. Mahmud Effendi received his diploma with perfect appreciation when he was just 16 years old. Bandırma City. In June 1952, Mahmud Effendi went to Bandırma, a sea town of the Marmara, for his military service. It was during this time that he met his spiritual guide, Şeyh Ali Haydar Ahısavi en-Nakşibendi el-Halidi. Şeyh Ali Haydar Effendi was the worthy scholar and the Hoja of presence for the last 4 Ottoman sultans and the Mufti of 4 orders in the Islamic religious law. Ali Haydar Effendi's Şeyh, Ali Rıza Bezaz Effendi, who had been buried in Bandırma, had informed Ali Haydar Effendi, who was at his dervish lodge in Istanbul at the time, through spiritual means about Mahmud Effendi, commanding him, "Come to Bandırma immediately and take possession of your trust." After meeting him, Şeyh Ali Haydar Effendi had shown a great deal of interest in Mahmud Effendi, and he had great affection and respect for this younger man. Those around Şeyh Ali Haydar Effendi, occasionally they would ask, "Why do you give such value to a soldier you do not even know?" Ali Haydar Effendi replied, "By the protection of Allah, no sin has yet been recorded in his book of deeds." Mahmud Effendi completed his military service in 1954 and was then inaugurated as an official imam of Ismail Ağa Mosque in Fatih, Istanbul. On August 1, 1960, Şeyh Ali Haydar Effendi, after a long life of serving Islam, obtaining knowledge and spiritual guiding followers, departed from this world to the world of eternity. He had trained Mahmud Effendi as his successor and had passed on his spiritual entrustment to him. A new era with glorious responsibilities began in Mahmud Effendi's life. After the death of his Şeyh, Ali Haydar Effendi, he was busy working with the community as an imam, as well as being involved in the Islamic education of the students and duties of spiritual guiding. Many students of wisdom, particularly imams, clerics, and muftis, took lessons from Mahmud Effendi. Sheikh Mahmud Effendi always encouraged people to seek education, implement wisdom, and aim for goodness. Many statesmen visited him and paid special attention. Mahmud Effendi advised many bureaucrats, as well as many other people, both officials and non-officials. Mahmud Effendi has explained Islam to governors and political leaders such as Turgut Özal, Necmettin Erbakan, and Recep Tayyip Erdogan. While speaking to them, he only informs them of the commands and prohibitions of Allah. He has never asked for any form of worldly benefit for himself or for his community. Under heavy circumstances, one in which the recitation of the Quran in Arabic had become a very difficult task, we can see that Mahmud Effendi's achievement of educating thousands of Hojas, both men and women, and tens of thousands of students, is becoming the leader of millions of men with beards and women with burqas in such a short period of time, that is, in 40 or 50 years, is truly remarkable. During the continuous conflicts between the right and left-wing groups, prior to the coup of September 11, 1980, Shaykh Mahmud Effendi told the people who came to him saying, "Let's perform jihad, that it is our duty to revive people by enjoining the good and preventing the misdeeds. It is not our duty to kill people." He tried to calm the people and was successful to a great extent. Sayyid Muhammad Alawi al-Maliki, one of the greatest scholars of the Islamic world and one of the greatest defenders of the Ahl Sunnah, visited Shaykh Mahmud Effendi in his lodge in Istanbul several times, and he said about Mahmud Effendi, "I have seen many communities all over the world. Some of them give importance to wisdom and lost Sufism. Some of them give importance to Sufism and lost wisdom. But Mahmud Effendi and his community is one of the exceptional communities that practices and perpetuates wisdom through practice, the religious way with the mystic way." An internationally known Islamic scholar, Muhammad Ali Es-Sabuni, became Shaykh Mahmud Effendi's follower, saying, "No doubt, Shaykh Mahmud Effendi is the Shaykh of not only Turkey, but of the entire world." Dark hands, dark desires. Hızır Ali Muradoğlu Hoca Effendi. On the mid-morning of May 17, 1998, Mahmud Effendi's son-in-law, Hızır Ali Muradoğlu Hoca Effendi, the Imam of Çukurbostan Mosque, and an esteemed scholar, was shot and made a martyr at the Ismail Ağa Mosque while teaching a lesson. Bayram Ali Öztürk Hoca Effendi. On the morning of September 3, 2006, Bayram Ali Öztürk Hoca Effendi, an imam and leading figure amongst the congregation, was stabbed and made a martyr in Ismail Ağa Mosque during prayers, following one of his regular sermons on Hazret Imam Rabbani's letters. Although Mahmud Effendi was immensely saddened by both of these unfortunate incidents in his mosque, he responded to the condolences of the congregation with the words, "May the entire Islamic world grieve." Hundreds of thousands of people gathered at the Fatih Mosque for their funeral prayers, which were performed in total silence and with great calmness, without outburst or agitation. This is enough to demonstrate the extent of Mahmud Effendi's manners, courtesy, and patience. June 2009, Damascus, Syria. The celebrated city of Damascus, worthy of the word glory, a place of science and learning for centuries. Glorious Damascus has welcomed a special guest and shares this beautiful peace with his visit. In a world where chaos and stress is on the rise, His Excellence, a shining sun in Islam, the protecting star of Ahl Sunnah, His Excellency Shaykh Mahmud el-Naqshbandi el-Mujaddidi el-Khalidi.
وفي خلق ولم يدانه في علم ولا كرم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم.
And in a blessed meeting organized in his honor by the venerable scholar Hüsam ed-Din Farfur, he came together with eminent figures and esteemed scholars in Damascus, such as Abdur Razak el-Halebi, Muhammad Adib el-Khalas, and Ramadan el-Bouti. Images of these esteemed ulema, gathered in his honor, were broadcast all over the world through media and the internet. Now the entire Islamic community wants to know him better.
والله قد شدت عزائمهم وحبلهم بحبال الله موصول. العلماء لهم جاه ومنزلة ووجههم عند مولى الفضل مقبول. العلماء لهم جاه ومنزلة ووجههم عند مولى الفضل مقبول. العلماء لهم جاه زيلات ووجههم عند مولى الفضل مقبول.
On October 24, 2010, approximately 400 renowned and respected members of the scholars came from 43 countries to meet in Istanbul. They were all in agreement that Mahmud Effendi was the Mujaddid of the century. By declaring that, they presented to him an Outstanding Service to Humanity Award. The president of the International Union for Muslim Scholars, Yusuf El-Qardawi, stated about Mahmud Effendi that rewarding the scholars is a beautiful Sunnah act, and this year a Muslim Turkish scholar is to be rewarded. He has carried out many works to educate his people in the faith, taqwa, good morals, and respect for people and knowledge. This Rabbani scholar is the virtuous Shaykh Mahmud Effendi al-Naqshbandi. He is a Sufi and Hanafi scholar. However, he is not one of the people who spread superstition, vanity, innovation, or aberrations. On the contrary, he firmly adheres to Allah's book and the Prophet Muhammad Mustafa, peace and blessings be upon him. The Mufti of Lebanon, Akkar, Usame al-Rifai, spoke in the name of all the scholars. Acting as principal on my own behalf, I speak in the name of the worthy scholars who have chosen me as their spokesman on commission. Upon the invitation of the Higher Islamic Education Institute of Hyderabad, India, we have assembled here to reward an honorable scholar and a sublime member of the Ummah. This sublime personage has performed a magnificent act from our ancestors, combining the present day with our deeply rooted history. Instead of writing a few books, he has inscribed his words on the people. This personage is a mobile book that ensures Allah's judgments on the earth. This light upon light has not only discovered the true path, but also provides guidance to the path for others. He reflects all the beauty that is within him onto humanity, and by ordering good and forbidding evil, he has hoisted the standard of the truth and has helped to form people who carry this light to every area. This personage is none other than my master and elder, His Excellency Mahmud Effendi al-Naqshbandi al-Mujaddidi al-Khalidi, a sublime scholar of purity and taqwa, one who protects Allah's book, one who embraces the Sunnah of the Prophet, who combines the Sharia with the truth, who is imbued with the Sharia and the truth, who continuously says, "My Lord, you are my sole intention, and my sole responsibility is your consent." May Allah protect and watch over him. May He make His breath continuous upon us. May Allah allow him to enrich us with His blessings and help. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, stated that Allah will send a scholar at the beginning of every century to renew the Ummah's religion. Thus, I state that at the beginning of the 15th Hijri, the 21st Gregorian century, as the result of research and in keeping with the truth, that our master, Mevlana Shaykh Mahmud Effendi al-Naqshbandi al-Mujaddidi al-Khalidi, carries all the necessary qualities of resurrecting and reforming the Ummah, that is, of being a Mujaddid, the reviver. This individual, as one who combines his words and actions, something that is essential, must be the person to renew the religion of this Ummah at the beginning of this century. In April 2011, he performed a spectacular Umrah, together with over 50,000 of his followers and lovers. Something like this had not been witnessed for centuries.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
ما شاء الله سبحان الله لا حول. Geri gel. Ver bakalım.
Sen de kenara çık. Sen de
Bismillah. Ya eyyühellezine amenü ista'inu bis sabri ve salah innallaha ma'as-sabirin. Ey müminler! Dünyada ve kabirde ve mahşerde çok büyük zorluklarla karşılaşacaksınız. Altından çıkamayacağınız işlerle karşılaşacaksınız. Benden yardım isteyin. Namazla ve sabrla. Ben sabredenlerle beraberim Allah buyuruyor. Diğer ayet-i celilede estağfirullah ud'ûni estecib lekum. Dua edin bana kabul edeyim sizin için. Bir hadis-i şerifinde Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem ينزل ربنا تبارك وتعالى كل ليلة إلى سماء الدنيا حين يبقى ثلث الليل آخر ويقول من يدعوني فأستجيب له ومن يسألني فأعطيه ومن يستغفرني فأغفر له. Yani her gece gecenin müşteri kalınca Mevla Teala Tekaddes Hazretleri birinci kat semaya nüzul buyurun ki duadan var mı kabul edin, bir şey İslam var mı vereyim, mağfiret İslam var mı mağfiret edeyim. Bu haberlere dayanarak Mevla'dan istediğiniz şey evvela Kur'an'ı düzen ihsan edeceğiz. Kur'an'ı düzen ihsan edeceğiz. Kur'an'ı düzen ihsan edeceğiz.
Mahmud Effendi's sermons, which have been given regularly over the years, have been collected and archived by the followers. As a result, 6 volumes have been published. Mahmud Effendi has given sermons for over 50 years, on every day of the week. When we consider only the number of sermons for women that have been recorded regularly over the last 10 to 15 years, it is obvious that the entire collection of sermons will reach 100 volumes. The most original and beneficial work of Mahmud Effendi is the work of translating the Quran to the Turkish language, named Quran Mecid. This work, prepared by an academic committee that is headed up by Mahmud Effendi, remains faithful to the Quran down to the smallest detail. Another voluminous work by Mahmud Effendi is the interpretation of the Quran in Turkish, named Ruhul Furkan. This interpretation was combined by an academic committee led by Mahmud Effendi. This process still continues today. Sheikh Mahmud Effendi has established various religious, social, and charitable organizations and foundations, such as the Mujaddid Mahmud Effendi Foundation, the Marifet Association, the Federation of Marifet Associations, and the Ehli Sünnet vel Jamaat Confederation to offer a much better service to Islam and all of humanity. His organizations and foundations give service in education, culture, scientific research, health, charity, national and international social organizations. His nearest service team publishes monthly a scholarly and cultural magazine named Marifet. Sheikh Mahmud Effendi is keen on developing relationships and cooperations, especially between Muslim people and countries, and wants a peaceful world. Today, Sheikh Mahmud Effendi, the Mujaddid, has millions of followers and lovers all over the world, and he is the most eminent figure at the advancement of Islam. Lovers from all corners of the world continue to visit the humble abode of Mahmud Effendi in Çavuşbaşı, Istanbul, which he named the Call to Religion Building.